Understanding prison gangs is crucial to addressing the problems they create within the American prison system. These gangs exert influence both inside and outside prison walls, thriving on violence, intimidation, and illegal activities. Their impact is felt by inmates, prison staff, and the general public alike. Ignoring the issue of prison gangs would be a grave mistake, as their reach extends into our communities, involving them in drug trafficking, extortion, and violence. To combat their influence effectively, we must delve into their history, examine how they formed, how they operate, and understand their codes of conduct, their rituals, and their overall impact. Prison gangs did not appear overnight. They emerged as a response to the harsh realities of prison life. In the early 20th century, prisons were overcrowded and dangerous, forcing inmates to find ways to protect themselves. Some of the earliest prison gangs, such as the Mexican Mafia in California and the Aryan Brotherhood, formed during the 1950s and 1960s, offering protection and camaraderie to their members. Over the years, these gangs have grown in power and influence, establishing strict hierarchies and codes of conduct, and using violence to control territory and resources within the prison system. Their influence now reaches far beyond prison walls, affecting communities across the country. Prison gangs have a complex structure and culture, with leaders, enforcers, and members each playing specific roles. They adhere to strict codes of conduct that often involve loyalty, secrecy, and violence. Tattoos are a prominent part of this culture, symbolizing gang affiliation and rank with gang symbols, mottos, or images related to the gang's ideology. These tattoos serve as a visual language within the prison system. Rituals also play a crucial role in reinforcing the gang's power structure and instilling loyalty among members, involving initiation ceremonies, punishments for transgressions, or celebrations of gang successes. The influence of prison gangs reaches far beyond the prison walls. These gangs often continue their criminal activities after members are released, engaging in drug trafficking, extortion, and violence in communities across the country. They have access to networks of criminals on the outside, which they use to coordinate their illegal activities. Their influence can infiltrate communities, creating fear and instability. The impact on society is undeniable, contributing to violence, drug addiction, and crime, undermining community safety and putting innocent lives at risk. Their reach extends from the prison yard to our streets, affecting us all. Section 5, Personal Stories, Voices from the Inside and Out. The human toll of prison gangs is immense. Former gang members often struggle to reintegrate into society. They may face discrimination, stigma, and difficulty finding employment. The cycle of violence can be difficult to break. Law enforcement officers risk their lives every day to combat these gangs. They face dangerous situations and witness the brutality of gang violence firsthand. The emotional and psychological toll can be significant. Hearing personal stories from those affected by prison gangs is crucial. These stories shed light on the realities of gang involvement. They highlight the challenges of leaving a gang and the impact on both individuals and communities. Section 6. Current Challenges, Evolution and Adaptation. Prison gangs are constantly evolving. They adapt to changes in the prison system and society at large. They find new ways to communicate, recruit members, and conduct their criminal activities. The rise of technology has presented new challenges. Gangs use cell phones and the internet to coordinate their operations. They can communicate with members inside and outside of prison more easily than ever before. Law enforcement agencies face a constant battle to stay ahead of these gangs. They must adapt their strategies and use technology to their advantage. The fight against prison gangs is an ongoing struggle. Law enforcement agencies employ various strategies to control prison gangs. They use intelligence gathering, surveillance, and targeted operations to disrupt gang activities. They work to identify gang leaders and disrupt their networks. Isolation units are sometimes used to separate gang leaders from other members. This can limit their ability to communicate and direct criminal activities. However, isolation can also be controversial, raising concerns about human rights. Collaboration between different agencies is essential. Prison officials, local police, and federal agencies must share information and coordinate their efforts. A multi-pronged approach is necessary to effectively combat prison gangs. Prison gangs contribute to a cycle of violence and recidivism. Gang members often come from disadvantaged backgrounds. They may have experienced poverty, violence, or lack of opportunity. Prison gangs offer a sense of belonging and power that they may not find elsewhere. Once involved in a gang, it can be difficult to escape. The threat of violence and retaliation is real. Former gang members may struggle to find employment and reintegrate into society. They may return to criminal activity out of necessity or fear. Breaking this cycle is crucial to addressing the problem of prison gangs. We must address the root causes of gang involvement, such as poverty and lack of opportunity. We need to provide support for former gang members who are trying to turn their lives around. Addressing the issue of prison gangs requires a multifaceted approach. We need to focus on prevention, intervention, and rehabilitation. We must address the social and economic factors that contribute to gang involvement. Investing in education, job training, and community programs can help prevent youth from joining gangs. Providing opportunities for young people to succeed can steer them away from a life of crime. Rehabilitation programs are essential for helping incarcerated individuals turn their lives around. These programs should address substance abuse, mental health issues, and provide job training and life skills. We must offer support and guidance to help former gang members reintegrate into society. The problem of prison gangs is a complex and challenging one. These gangs pose a threat to the safety and well-being of incarcerated individuals, prison staff, and the general public. Their influence extends beyond prison walls, impacting communities across the country. Ignoring this issue is not an option. We must understand the origins, structure, and impact of prison gangs. We need to support law enforcement efforts to control these gangs and work to break the cycle of violence and recidivism. Addressing the root causes of gang involvement, such as poverty and lack of opportunity, is essential. We must invest in prevention, intervention, and rehabilitation programs. It is time to take action to create a safer and more just society for all.